The entire episode is available on Rockfin and free on all podcast platforms. You can click the link in the description to access the entire episode now. Our universe is incredible, surrounded by mystery and beauty, and many of us have questions about our past, present, and future. October Hallam is an intuitive medium with over 20 years of experience. She has assisted people with discovering their path by understanding their past and connected the living to their loved ones who have made the transition. She is currently offering readings through Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, phone, and in person. You can reach her at theancientgift222@gmail.com. Welcome back to Forbidden Knowledge News. I'm your host, Chris Matthew. Today my guest is Jake Parsons. Before we bring him on, a couple of announcements. This summer we're going to be filming a documentary. We're going to be traveling the country, interviewing your favorite and my favorite authors, researchers, contactees, whistleblowers, and fellow podcasters. This is a huge project, and we do need your help to get it going. If you'd like to help by leaving a donation, we have a Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal option. You can go to supportfkn.com or click that PayPal link, or you can help by getting a reading from October or supporting one of our sponsors. We're going to be covering all the amazing topics I talk about here, and you're definitely going to enjoy what we have planned for this documentary. Also, if you have a business and you're interested in advertising with us, email me at forbiddenknowledgenews@gmail.com. Forbidden Knowledge News is always available on Rockfin, Minds, Odyssey, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. We are currently banned from YouTube for another week. We don't count on being on YouTube much longer anyway, and neither should any of you. We have so many other options for you to get all of our content, like Rockfin. Rockfin is where you get all our content and all our premium content. In fact, it's the only place you're going to get our premium content. But you also get all the regular and premium content from every creator on Rockfin for only $10 a month. Just go to rockfin.com/FKN Plus to sign up or click the link in the description. Our website is forbiddenknowledge.news. It's also the home of the Forbidden Knowledge Network. We feature shows like Raised by Giants, Inception, Ancient Gift, Quantum Guide Show, Understanding Propaganda, Day Zero, and more. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All those links are right in the description. Today I want to welcome back to the show Jake Parsons. He has been a firefighter and paramedic in Central Florida for about 14 years, a musician and writer primarily focusing on creating highly conscious content through the usage of language, symbol, and metaphor. His YouTube channel is The 100th Monkey, Jake Parsons, and he is currently writing a book called Everyday Alchemy, which he calls psychological fiction or parareality. Jake, welcome back. How you doing?
Good, brother. Thanks for having me back. How are you?
I am awesome. It's great to have you back on. Every time with you is a mind melter, and I know today's not going to be any different. Well, I felt from a very young age that times we're living in now are probably the most critical and transformative in modern human history. We know that being in this community that's full of speculation and theories about where we're headed and the underlying causes and reasons for everything, great reset or great awakening, to put it simply. And that's what I think we should start with today. Now, in 2019, did you have any idea how much human consciousness would be evolving and devolving at the same time? Just in the past few years, the amount of change we've seen.
I think, unfortunately, we did. People like you and I knew this was coming. We saw the writing on the walls of Plato's cave, and we saw the projections they were showing the masses and what they were indoctrinating us to believe through all of our movies, all of our media. It's all led us to this point. And whether you want to think it's just science fiction and a tinfoil hat conspiracy, we seem to be in a strange, weirdest of weird reality right now, where all of the movies we watched growing up are coming true. Our zombie films are right around the corner. Our dystopic, technocratic slave system future is here. Terminator is right around the corner. Supposedly we even have people in space, if you want to believe those guys, but we even have a space force called the Guardians, and they're guarding the galaxy. So you couldn't make it up if you tried. So even though we knew we would be here, it seems like a funhouse mirror version of what we thought it would be.
What are your thoughts on that? Hollywood has changed a lot just in the past couple of years. I want to get your thoughts on that too. But before, all the predictive programming we've seen has been closer to reality than we could have ever imagined. I'm wondering if there are individuals in Hollywood that are trying to initiate the masses, or if they're just doing it as a big joke, or is it kind of revelation of the method where they have to give us bits and pieces, or is it just kind of fun magic for them? I don't know. What do you think is going on with this revealing of what's going on behind the scenes through Hollywood and the media?
Well, you're definitely right about both accounts. Hollywood, we both know through someone like, rest in peace, but we owe a lot of debt to Jordan Maxwell. And, he's right, mapping out the language and symbols of the next stage of reality, wherever he is. And, when we show up to the next place, there's going to be like a Jordan Maxwell book for us to read. And we'll be like, oh, great. Now he's written about the space currency, it's the Hollywood. For someone like Jordan Maxwell, we know the Hollywood, the wood from the holly tree is what magicians and witches would use to make their wands out of, to cast their spells with their cast of characters that they make in Hollywood. Hollywood is a Laurel Canyon creation. I'm a firm believer that no forms of communication have ever been anything other than intelligence agencies' ideas for mining memes, mining language, mining our slang. There's those old sayings where, like, as soon as a language is censored, you have to start a new one. And we start that through these memes and everything, but even the internet was given to us by DARPA. So in my opinion, people like Jordan Maxwell were doing the same thing we're doing today, which is just reading the language around us. And these weirdos in Hollywood are so spiritual, ritualistic, superstitious, and they have to abide by the clubs and secret societies that they belong to. And there's certain rules, like revelation of the method, like terms and conditions, contract agreements, by showing us in symbols and clearing their karmic debt. So Hollywood is so weird and so obtuse now because they can be, in my opinion. They know most people by this point have watched so many zombie movies that they won't even bat an eye when they say, in this movie, COVID-25 vaccine started the new zombie apocalypse and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I Am Legend is so close to what is going on right now, and nobody bats an eye. We watch movies all day and TV shows about conspiracies of corporations, true stories and heroes, Aaron Brockovich, but nobody wants to do it in real life.
You're right.
So
And
I don't know what.
no, go ahead. Finish.
Yeah, I don't know what to do in that situation. You know, people like us, it seems like it becomes louder and clearer, and the other side, they become uh, just more dissonant, more enraged when you confront them, more hateful. They're the ones who push us out of the families, that push us out of the community, that push us out of our job, no matter what we do and what we tell them. It's a very strange thing we've seen.